Remember it for
Come closer. Closer. They want me to disconnect. Give up my body. I can still feel with it. After all these eons, I still feel. Good evening, weirdos, and welcome to Total Recall, the show that remembers it for you. Here I am. I'm Jethro Bot. That's a quote from the immortal John Carradine. We're going to be talking about him a little later. And for now, here's my buddy, the Wizard. Wizard, what's going on? Yo.
It's another glorious day in paradise.
Yeah? You getting that weird heat thing that apparently everyone who isn't from Texas isn't used to?
It was actually nice the last 3 or 4 days, but today was hot again.
Yeah. Hot in Vermont.
Hot
An
in
unusual
Vermont.
situation.
But that's okay because tomorrow we get on the road to Norway.
Yeah, that is big, big news. That is actually why we're meeting on the Tuesday today, is so that
It's all
we
my
can
fault.
accommodate. That's all right. How? When was the last time you used your passport?
Going to Canada just about a year ago.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. Well, that was not as exciting an answer as I hoped.
No, but we did adopt a cat in Canada.
Yeah. Yes, and that is a cute story. So, last week, last night, I should say last week. Last time we met, I feel like we gave about as enthusiastic a thumbs up to Kroll as anyone ever has. So, hooray for us in that regard. Oh, and I do have some big news for you here. This will be fun. If you will look in the upper right-hand corner there, so we always have our little StreamYard logo of the duck. Thank you, StreamYard, for all that you do for us. But we're paying customers now, so goodbye. No more duck. No more duck. So, and hooray for being able to have more than 6 panelists. We're not going to have more than 6 panelists tonight. Unfortunately, Empress Buttercup was not able to join us this evening. But we will have all of our other good friends here. And tonight's movie is Ice Pirates. I tried to find a beer that had a pirate theme or an ice theme or just something along those lines, but when you're looking for it, you can't find it. So this comes from where the heck does this come from? Sorry guys, I can't read your logo, but the beer is called Mirror Universe, and the can looks pretty cool. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I thought I'd play around a little with our banners too. These are like some cooler looking banners, We can actually get our own overlay at some point, All right, well, maybe that would have been a good idea. Or maybe that would have been a bad idea.
Smirnoff Ice is never a good idea.
Smirnoff Ice is not a good idea. All right, well, this movie was picked by Mr. Gravy. Mr. Gravy has not made it to the studio yet. We knew he'd be a little late, but I can certainly remember Ice Pirates from I was a kid, and I will just go ahead and retell the story that we told before that I think is hilarious. We saw this at the movie theater when we were very young, and we loved it. And when we left the theater, we were doing the jive talking robot talk outside of the theater. I'm telling a story. Come on now. We were doing the jive talking robot outside of the movie theater. My mom thought it was hilarious, and I can only imagine like how kind of cringy that probably was. We're certainly going to talk about the jive talking robot, or the pimp robot, as I believe he is known in the closing credits. He's something else. We're going to get to that guy. We're going to talk about him. And we're going to talk about John Carradine. We've talked about Robert Old the star, and Kevin Costner, believe it or not. All right, let's bring some folks out. And that's a wonderful question. Wonderful question. I think there might even be some sexual tension with the puppet this time, too. There are puppets. There's puppets on toilets, etc. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and bring out my lovely partner in crime, and one of the people I'm so happy to be sharing this panel with. It is Bride of Pumpkinhead, aka Bride of Ponytail, which I assume you're muted, by the way. Which I assume is in tribute to Angelica
the greatest
Houston.
Ponytail in all of cinema.
I'm sure it's going to
character.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to show up on one of the slides. That wonderful, wonderful ponytail. But Angelica Houston. There's some good things to say about this movie. There's some wild stuff. I was very excited to know that several panelists this time around had not seen this movie. Pumpkinhead, had you seen this movie?
I had not. I had sort of vaguely heard of it as an adult. It really was not on my radar as a kid.
Mm-hmm. And Wizard, like you saw the shit out of this movie when you were younger, right?
I wouldn't say I saw the shit out of it, but I did see it several times.
Several times?
Yeah. It was on the streaming of the day.
Mm-hmm.
It played quite a bit, and I watched it quite a bit.
Yeah. It was on, I think it was on HBO a lot too. So we were already fans, and then shows up on HBO. So we were super jazzed about that. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead.
I got a question.
Oh, go ahead. Yes.
Angelica Houston in the Ice Pirates.
Mm-hmm.
Slumming?
It was like a fairly early role for her, right? I mean, she wasn't slumming. One thing we know about Ice Pirates is that it at one point in time had a bigger budget. So I sometimes wonder if anyone like got attached at the 20 million price tag and then wound up still on board at the 8 million. This is now a comedy price tag. So she was in Captain EO. I don't know if I needed remembering. Oh man, that's rough. That is rough. Well, I believe our friend there, Barbara Lawrence, also had not seen this movie at any time in her life, so I'm excited to bring her out on stage. Barbara Lawrence, please tell us what did you think of Ice Pirates before you saw it? Like, what was your impression?
My impression was it looks a little cheesy, but it's probably going to be fun to watch.
And this was this way before this episode, or was this pretty much like,
no, I mean, I've never. Okay. It was the reason why I never saw it was it just never fell in my wheelhouse for whatever reason. It was just
Mm-hmm.
one of those blank spots that it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
I knew about it, but for whatever reason, I'd never seen it. In fact, I always got this movie confused with that Molly Ringwald movie,
Space Hunter.
Yeah,
Space Hunter, which is in 3D.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I always get
Because
those.
they're both in space.
Maybe.
Well, they also both have kind of a similar junky space aesthetic, you know.
But yeah, so I always thought, well, it looks kind of cheesy, but it's probably fun. And then
Hello,
I saw
Blacklies.
it, and I was just like, Jesus, this movie. It's the equivalent of an 8th grade girl who wants to be a marine biologist because she likes dolphins and sharks. She doesn't know. She doesn't know what she's doing.
I like that analogy. We're definitely revisiting that. Okay. We are still waiting for Mr. Gravy. As I said, he is the guy who checked this, who told us to check this one out. We'll bring him on once he gets free of the entanglements that massive fatherhood always seems to ensnare him in occasionally. And instead we'll bring out Adam Gray, our good friend Adam Gray.
Hello.
Sir, I am positive you saw Ice Pirates back in the day. Come on now.
I did. I don't have a lot of memories of it, but one of the things, sorry, I got distracted thinking about Gravy's massive manhood.
Yeah. Many do, you know.
Massive fatherhood, that was it.
Yeah.
What I do remember is at some weird point before I had seen the movie, I had like torn out a magazine page that was like the movie poster advertisement page and stuck it on my wall because I thought it looked cool. But the other thing, I also don't remember this being advertised as a comedy, but I did see it as a young adult. I couldn't tell you exactly when, but probably HBO.
Yeah. HBO, I really do think they ran this one a lot. Although it was a money maker,
Shut the front door.
No, it's true. I think its gross was 14 million.
On a budget of 13 and a half or
on 8.
No,
on
yeah, 8.
Yeah. They decided to make it a comedy after MGM started doing some reshuffling and some tightening of the belt. It wasn't specifically pointed at Ice Pirates, then called Planet of Water. It was pointed at every project they were working on. The cap was 8. They weren't making anything that cost more than 8 million all of a sudden. So
I wish we could go back to that.
Yeah, I read that it was intended to be a really serious sci-fi movie with like a $20 million budget. And then it just the budget got slashed so hard that they basically had to rewrite everything to make it a comedy. It was the only way it could work.
Yeah.
And the original script was written by the guy who wrote Krull.
That's right. The guy who wrote Krull. Yeah.
Look
and this guy really he didn't write that many feature films, so it's extremely unlikely. I mean, I'm guessing we're not going to watch Any Which Way You Can next week. So as long as we don't watch that, we will not watch all of his movies that he wrote.
Can you really watch that without watching Every Which Way But Loose first?
Yeah. Oh, I'm getting a message from our... You know what? Let me use the phone because that's going to be a little easier. But I think we're going to have our buddy on here soon. This lovable guy, he always gets a little confused anytime we talk a lot on the on the email because it buries the link.
We'll wait.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Where
feel
is
like we've got plenty of crawl puns.
Yeah. Man, where is the link? Oh, he's got me going too.
It's your email.
I know.
It says pimp bots and space.
Do you need me to forward it to
No, the one that I had that had the link says.
Oh,
"Let's
no
ride
one's
this
replied
badass
to that.
chariot."
Yeah, that's right. Yes. Okay.
Oh, you're right. I was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
that one didn't even have any.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one replied to that. So that's why.
That's weird.
What a wonderful thing to have online. Let's all talk about this.
Let's ride this badass chariot.
He's gonna have it here momentarily. We're gonna get him. Don't you worry, little buddy. Little buddy.
Yeah.
Gravy and I used to do costume contests at the Columbus, Ohio Sci-Fi Movie Marathon. One time we were the skipper and little buddy from here he is. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Columbus, Ohio, it's our good friend Gravy, who also once played Bob Denver's Gilligan, and I was what's his name as the skipper. Skipper, little buddy. That's what we did. Okay,
That's good stuff.
Yeah,
We did that. We did
The
it.
comedy
Wonderful.
stylings.
Yeah.
The Glass Brothers, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks so much for being late.
It was my real
It
pleasure.
was your pleasure. I know. Well, we are about to get into it. Everyone has talked a little bit about their impressions prior to revisiting Ice Pirates. This is a case where, unlike the last two movies we watched, Black Hole and Kroll, you had actually already revisited them as an adult. Ice Pirates is a film that you and I, both as kids, watched the shit out of. This is probably something we had a VHS tape of and just watched it over and over again. What do you remember about it before we?
Really very little, just like images, right? Like there was just bits and pieces. Narratively, I had no idea what it was about. It was really funny because one of my boys asked me, like, well, what, we're kind of discussing it. And it's like, well, what's it about? And I was like, I really don't remember. I have no idea. Like,
they're ice pirates.
They're ice pirates.
There's the pirates and there's some ice.
And like some robots, some weird looking robots. Everybody's got fighting robots, Like, and it's funny because we did watch the crap out of this movie. Because like as it was on and as it progressed, there was just
everyone's got barking dogs today. Don't worry.
Yeah, somebody at the door.
Yeah.
But there was just like more like it came back. Like it was like, oh yeah. And I realized like as we were watching it, I was like, I don't know how this movie is. Like I don't know what the what the final action is. I don't know at all. And just as I was finishing watching it, like it was just starting to like come back. Oh yeah, they like get old for some reason.
Yeah.
And of course they only kind of explain.
I felt
why
older
that
by
is.
the end of this movie.
Yeah.
But
they kind of explain. Well, it's a comedy. It's a comedy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was just going to say we're going to bust right into it here. So, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the Ice Pirates. Boom! Here we are.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Nice font.
There is kind of a swashbuckling thing going on in Kroll. So it makes sense that the guy who wrote Kroll is like, I'm a little hung up on the idea of swashbucklers in space,
Yeah, another thing that occurred to me was that this is another movie that actually strikes a balance between sci-fi and fantasy
Yeah, a little bit.
Like
Yeah.
Paul,
yeah.
kind of the opposite ratio. It's more sci-fi, but
Yes.
that's good continuity.
Yeah. A very early role for Miss Crosby, daughter of Bing Crosby.
Oh, now we know who brought the cocaine. All right.
Oh, you know she did.
Michael D. Roberts, who I feel like the poster intentionally conflates with the guy from Police Academy. If you look at the poster, he's kind of making a face. I don't know. And John Matuzak, who would later play the Chunk from Goonies.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. It's like Ron Perlman's second
He was
film
not
ever.
Chunk.
He wasn't Chunk?
He was not Chunk. He was Sloth.
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 Chunk's the kid. I always get them mixed up.
I was about to say, like, so that baby at the end is Chunk?
He went through the time warp and got old
Yeah.
for this movie.
Oh, there's so much to talk about to come.
No, it's what's his name? Matuzak. He was I think it was a football player. Or
He
something.
was a football player.
He was. He was a football player. He was.
Go Raiders.
Yeah.
Hey,
And then later, I think the Houston Oilers too.
Oh.
I didn't check the credit or anything, so I didn't research this. Just kind of, I was watching just the very beginning of this again today, and the music, the opening like music score sounds a lot like Airplane. I was wondering if it was done by the same guy. I mean, I didn't get a chance to check it.
Bruce Broughton. It's
Don't
pretty
know.
over. Yeah, it's pretty over the top. All the music is constantly just, whoop, whoop, whoop. But yeah, I didn't check out what Bruce Broughton, what else he did. I was too distracted by the other projects of this director. Whoa.
Like Mac and Me.
Mac and Me?
Yes.
The next movie this guy directs is Mac and Me. And keep in mind, before Ice Pirates, he had a pretty respectable career making like family movies, like family adventure stuff, and it's not like he never made a good movie, but he did make Mac and Me. He did make the sequel to Mannequin. He did make Tammy and the T-Rex.
Huzzah.
So
how is he being punished for war crimes? That's what I want to
know.
They changed his name and he got to do a mosaic at Disneyland.
Yeah.
And,
he got space herpes.
Was
Yeah,
all
that's his punishment.
space herpes.
And we opened with a poop choke.
Yep. Here's an alien on the toilet.
Yep.
I still don't understand why their stalls don't have doors.
I don't know.
In space, no one can hear you.
I think they can.
Because then we wouldn't have the joke.
It's such a strange thing to open a movie on, and then I just got.
It does set the tone really well. I
It
find.
really does.
It gives you an idea of what you're going to be suffering through here.
Yeah.
You can't feel let down after you see the alien on the toilet just for laughs, Like nothing else is going to disappoint you, right?
Sadly, yes.
There's a lot of cute robots, like cute little kid, baby, funny robots, One thing I remember about as a kid is when there's a chase scene and there's a robot family and, the good guys go through and they run over one of the members of the robot family. Then the bad guys go through and they run over another one. And so the leftover is the father robot. And he's just going, mommy, baby, mommy, baby. Man, that screwed with me as a kid.
It is disturbing.
Yeah, really messed up.
I have got to tell you that movie upset me, and this movie really beats the shit out of robots. There's no denying it.
Yeah, they are the guys in red uniforms from Star
Red
Trek
shirts,
in this
yeah.
picture.
There's
Really.
like, I mean, everything's kind of pirate based, so they're kind of like merchant marines or just like guys for hire,
Well,
you know,
uh,
because they buy them, you know. I mean, essentially slaves.
well,
they-
here's my big issue, which has started already with the French maid nanny and the first couple of crappy robots. This movie is so incongruous. I don't know how to describe it. We've got guys with chainmail on their head. We've got robots. Like, I'm a big old fan of Firefly and Cowboy Bebop. I'm like, pirates in space? Fuck yeah, let's go. Next thing you know, Lancelot's here with his fucking guys.
Yeah.
And it's like 3 different art departments all didn't talk to each other.
Yeah, right. Thank you.
Yeah,
That's exactly what my point was when I was coming up. Like, this movie has no idea what it wants to be.
That's
No.
what happens when you
Is
have
the-
$8 million.
yeah.
Challenge accepted.
Is it
Let's
sci-fi?
do it all, man.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is it medieval times? Okay.
Yeah.
Mad Max? Oh, it tries.
I liked how that slide a few while back where it had a line of the guys in the chainmail, and I thought this almost looks like Monty Python's or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at these guys.
Angelica's
look at-
birdcage looks fabulous there, though.
I decided watching this movie that if I ever got to talk to Angelica Houston, I got to ask her a question, I'd ask her if she kept that costume.
The birdcage.
Hell
the
yeah.
birdcage.
I'd be like,
You,
must
it's a
have kept
musical
that.
instrument you can wear. Just imagine. Ding, 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 ding,
Perfect
ding,
for
ding,
combat.
ding, ding. You know, like, yeah, of course. You know,
She does
Well,
kick ass though.
she does.
does.
Yes. Robert Ulrich. I hate saying that guy's name.
Ulrich.
I don't
Can we
like his
hold
last
this frame?
name.
Can we hold real quick?
See if we get there. This, you know what a pain in the butt this player is.
I have
Yeah.
dealt with StreamYards a couple of times. I'm sorry if I messed you up.
No,
So-
no, not at all. I mean, like, it's still fun to, like, you know,
The
watch
wide
it.
shot, like
Yeah.
our introduction to the booty that they're about to steal here,
Yes.
is the worst looking ice ever put on film. On the left side,
Yeah, it's pretty
Does
bad.
There's
not look like ice.
a horrible matte painting on the left, and then on the
Uh-huh.
front, I believe some of those are practical, but it looks like to make the ice for ice pirates, they just got a bunch of U-Haul boxes and spray painted them white. It's that bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
It's the
bad.
centerpiece of the film.
And this is not the, like, you say it's a centerpiece, but you don't actually see the ice very often.
No, there's a
And-
reason for that.
And it's never explained
Yeah,
why
I
they
don't
make
think
it ice, because it would actually be easier to transport if it were water, right? If you just put it
Sure.
in pipes or something. I mean, ice doesn't seem like the best way to go about it. And then every time they're around ice, even when they're surrounded by, like, you know, fake frost, you never see their breath, you know? They just did
Yeah.
they just did the sets and they were like, good enough, you know, like everyone will, you know.
Yeah,
We
they
don't
sprayed some of
care.
that Christmas window snow aerosol stuff all over these cardboard boxes and said, "All right, roll it."
Yeah, they really just
This
look like
stuff's
giant pieces of
75
Pez.
cents a can.
Yeah, Pez. I did that.
Yeah.
Chalky Pez. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Pez.
Now you got me wanting Pez, but you're right. The ice is pretty crappy looking.
It's really bad. We'll get some close-ups later.
Yeah. We were watching it, and I think just for the screening, it was just me and Pumpkinhead, Wizard, and Gravy. And when the 4 of us were watching it together, there was a shot, an exterior kind of like establishment shot of a city, and I was like, man, that looks just like Logan's Run. I was really kidding, but as it turns out, yes, that was actually just Logan's Run. They shot, I think they shot the set again, but it was the same set. They're just like, oh, let's just use Logan's Run. It's MGM, they have it. Whatever.
Yeah, I will say that the only thing that saves some of the hokey looks apart. Hey,
Gravy keeps upsetting his dog. Oh, that's it. Now it has to be spanked.
The robot or the dog?
Both.
Both.
Both. Yeah.
Spank your robot.
There's a lot of robot abuse in this.
Yeah. There is. There really is. And the way they present the robots, they throw you right in with this idea that they buy robots just to throw at problems, like, go fight them, usually throwing them at other robots,
Yeah, the gag never goes away that these are just sort of disposable cannon fodder, but they're all terrified. Like all of the robots have a sense of self and they don't want to get blown up, and that's funny.
Yeah, it's their job to die so humans don't have to. And then
And they do.
And they fear it.
And they're
die
afraid.
A lot. Yeah, they're afraid,
Yeah,
and
there's even scenes where the robots are fighting and they're actually picking up damaged robots off the floor to put them back together to keep fighting.
Yeah.
So they have to die over and over and over again.
Yeah.
What hell is this?
Yeah.
It's robot.
Yeah, and the fact that they give all the robots personalities is a little disconcerting. You meet a robot and you get to know him just long enough to see him die. There's no, there's no reason for that. Oh. But it's a comedy. And yeah, you're right. Like chainmail. Why is he wearing chainmail in his face?
It's just so silly. So silly. That's what I was trying to say before my dog went berserk. Was the way I look at it, like what saves this movie's production quality mess, because it is a big fat mess, is the fact that it is a comedy. It's not to be taken seriously. And well, sure, we'll get to it later, but the moments where there's any sort of seriousness in the movie is where I think it really falls flat. Well, as long as it's like totally over the top goofball, which it is most of the time, I actually really think it's
anytime I see a black guy getting fried chicken out of a vending machine, I'm in. Like my suspension of disbelief is right there.
But yeah, like, a lot of the special effects don't look good. A lot of the production
they're
stuff
watching rollerball.
Yeah, they're watching rollerball. You're absolutely right.
It's okay because this is for a laugh. So yeah, I'm good with it.
Yeah, Jimmy Kahn snuck in there.
Yeah. I ain't in this fucking movie.
Right. I did mention earlier Kevin Costner. Here's my theory about Kevin Costner's involvement, because he was originally considered for the Robert Ulrich
he was originally he was offered the part of Jason and he turned it down.
Yeah, like what I'm saying is not a fact, so don't be putting it in Wikipedia or anything, but my theory is that they approached him when it was a $20 million serious movie. And he's reading a script and he's like, looking at this lead role who's like very problematic, because obviously he is extremely disrespectful to women, the way he makes jokes and stuff, but something about it sticks in his craw, like it sits in the back of his mind. The movie was called The Water Planet, and he was going to be the hero. And he was going to be somewhat of a narcissistic, apathetic hero, but he didn't like the misogyny. So then, like, what is it? 15 years later, out comes Waterworld, and he's a apathetic, narcissistic hero who doesn't take advantage of women, even when the woman he's helping out throughout the film offers herself in trade for his services. He's like, no, I don't do that. I think
that's a good call.
Yeah,
I think that's a really good call.
I think the only problem is in 1984, Kevin Costner wasn't anything.
Right. Yeah. He probably saw a $20 million space, romance adventure as a
hang
boom.
on. No, he was getting started in stuff. When did Silverado come out?
That's just what I was about to bring up. It came out just after this. Silverado came out just after this, and he's like, apart a major part, but
Yeah.
not like not a leading part. And
so for him, he probably dodged a bullet.
But I mean, this is also
Probably.
the
Yeah.
time when he is getting cast in The Big Chill, and his wrists are the only part of him that makes
Right.
it into the movie.
Right.
Oh, I forgot about the Big Chill thing.
Yeah. Well, he got cut out of the Big Chill.
Yeah.
Oh,
Except
But,
for his wrists.
Yeah.
his wrists are in the Big Chill.
Yes, his wrists are in The Big Chill. He's a corpse.
Yeah, he's the dead. He's the dead body that they
He's
go
the
and
dead
see.
guy.
Yeah. But
So go ahead.
no. So I think, because he had started Silverado, and then there was I feel like there was another movie that he did like shortly after Silverado came out that even upped his star factor a little bit more. And now I can't think of what it was. But yeah, he was on the up and up right around this time. So yeah, I can see where he would have been offered this part.
Yeah. For sure.
Well, I'm glad it wasn't like he read it and it was like this hokey space pirate adventure comedy, and he thought it was beneath him because he made The Postman. So
Well,
let's just leave it at that.
that was the other thing I was thinking about with this story is that Kevin Costner, I don't know of any comedy he did, and I'm not sure that would have been a good idea. I don't know if Kevin Costner is funny.
Fandango was pretty funny.
Well, I think he probably did a comedic action film at some point, right? Well, anyway.
He did that Robin Hood movie. That was pretty funny.
I don't think it was meant to be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what you got. That's what you got.
So let's just take a moment to catch everybody up into what's going on in the movie, because we are actually starting to get to some plot. So these guys are all ice pirates. They're stealing ice, and Robert Ulrich there gets obsessed with the slumbering princess. And so even though they're making an escape to steal all of this ice, the most valuable thing in the universe, he also has to steal this princess. He makes a rape joke. He stares down her blouse. It's all in extremely poor taste, especially the fact that
it's really bad.
He just kidnaps her, He just kidnaps her. Like, it brings us back to, here we are. This is a banner we have used repeatedly on this show. Repeatedly. This is a point we are frequently making on Total Recall, is that this stuff, because he is rewarded with romance. Sorry about the spoilers, but it's true. And that's not, that's just not right. Yeah. And so, of course, his brilliant plan of kidnapping a rich woman runs afoul, and now here they are in prison, where they are meeting. They're meeting this guy who's like, they're meeting this guy here. He's like, I know all about being in jail. I know all about getting arrested. I know all about getting reprogrammed, which is what is about to happen to you, where you get castrated, you get lobotomized, you become a slave. This is the ruler of the universe's solution for prisoners. What do you do with a prisoner? You lobotomize them.
Seems legit.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
I've seen The Man Who Turned to Stone, so that's pretty much par for the course.
It gets you're halfway there.
Yeah,
it's like the hook is halfway in. Depending on the quality of film. But yeah.
Well, lobotomies always work out well. Just ask, Rosemary Kennedy. Oops.
So, what is Robert Ulrich going to do without his Johnson? We're getting a little Big Lebowski there. I said we take his Johnson. I felt like this movie had some good found sets. I feel like a lot of these shots that you're seeing right now are that these are spots that they found that they just kind of adapted for the film.
Well, this is the 80s sort of concession, is that you've got a warehouse or a power plant that's been decommissioned,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's a matter after that of like what you can bring in there to it. And some
Yeah.
of these jail cages and stuff are okay.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the stuff was used from Logan's Run.
Yes.
More Logan's Run. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, there's Logan's Run stuff here and there. In fact, when we get to the pimp robot who does sell them a car or a space cruiser, whatever, the thing that he's like, getting my chariot, that chariot is from Logan's Run. It's been pimped out, but it's from Logan's Run.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, reduce, reuse, recycle.
Cutbacks.
Yeah.
Hey, and they kept that budget a lot lower than 20 million, which worked out. This movie grossed really well.
For an $8 billion movie. Yeah. I don't know
well,
about really well, but yeah.
Well, they made 100. They made 100% gross.
Yeah.
Because it didn't it gross like 16 million.
Whoops.
Hi, Jay.
Hey.
It was Jake.
It was. I just wanted some attention.
Yeah.
All right, so here they are. They're about to have their penises chopped off. I want to talk about this joke that is coming up. And right now they're having their clothes sawed off, so they're prepared for their castration. And then they're getting shaved. And so here's the joke, right? The guy who is shaving his face is an old man with a shaky hand, right? Now that's a good joke, right?
That's
You're about
hilarious.
to have
That's funny. Yeah.
You're about to have your face shaved, and you're on an assembly line, and the guy whose job it is to shave your face has a shaky hand. And then the guy that shaves your balls is this guy, and he is played for laughs as a gay man, right?
Well, not that guy. That's the shaving cream girl.
Yeah, the shaving cream girls are making fun of him the whole time too, which is great.
Okay, yeah, that's right. They're making fun of him because he's asking them out. That's right. You're right. So the shaving girls put the shaving cream on. Then here come the guys with the straight razors. There's Mr. Shaky Hand.
Epileptic old man.
All right. And here's our gay man whose job it is to shave the balls.
He's got the
now,
neck scarf.
You tell me, what's the funnier joke? A gay guy is shaving your balls, or an even older, even shakier man is shaving your balls? Which is funnier? Like, I really think they went for low-hanging fruit and they got a crap joke as a result.
Yeah. The funny thing to me is that, like, the old man with the shaky hand is a good gag. That's funny.
Yeah, that is fun. Yeah.
The irony about the gay guy like shaving my balls, I'd be kind of relieved. I'd be like, he probably knows what he's doing.
Yeah, at least he has experience.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that at all.
Yeah. Like, ooh, oh, thank God.
But it is just a lazy joke, and I feel like they had a better joke if they hadn't been so dedicated to being as broad as they were. Like you didn't have to go there.
The only thing I can say about it in its defense is that at least the presence was there. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, gay dude in a movie. Here you go.
It's already the mid '80s, Jeremy. Come on. They're definitely gay guys. They're definitely gay guys in movies that are more than
for good intentions. This is
yeah.
It's a bawdy, silly movie, and that was a cheap and stupid joke.
Yeah. He's just there for a cheap pot shot. He's not breaking any glass ceilings.
Are we showing this for Pride Month? Is that part of the package?
No. But
this shit's funny though.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they just come and like, we're not told why yet, but she has chosen to not have them castrated or lobotomized. And now she's just coming here and she's like buying them as if they were slaves. And they have they have to speak in high voices because supposedly they were castrated. They have to pretend they were castrated.
Just to clarify, so in the economy of this world, rich people buy people, but poor people can afford robots. I just want to. Is that right?
Yes,
that's what we're doing here.
Yes,
okay.
That's where we're going. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds about right. Yeah.
I was going to say,
really rich people have both.
Rich people have both. Yes.
Rich people buy poor people.
Yeah.
Okay.
The princess's robot, her personal butler robot. I mean, he seems top notch. You know what I mean? Like that's not like one of these junky, been put back together a million time robots. That
rich people get the good robots.
Yeah.
Well, let's put it this way. When she gets a deep massage, she chooses the robot instead of a person. Hey, there's Logan's Run.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And here's now we come to the Caligula part of the movie.
Yeah.
I'd rather have the rub down from Dantana.
It's suddenly the apple, brought to you by Canon Films.
It's always time for a masquerade party.
Yeah. Someone brought lightsabers. And once again, the schizophrenic costume and art display is in full effect.
Come on, we got to shoot Streets of Fire here tomorrow, so hurry up.
Yeah, I don't object to a studio movie saying, okay, here's our stock wardrobe. You can have anything in this building except for aisle 3. But they really did take everything and put it all in one movie. So
and it's an anti-gravity club.
Well, yeah.
It's an anti-gravity drug. They take a drug and they go up in their anti-gravity. Yeah.
I'm going to say it. Sign me up.
Yeah, I'll try it.
I will come out of retirement to try it.
Yeah.
It's fizzy lifting blow.
There is our evil Templar king. He wants to marry this princess or something. I don't know. He's evil. It's really like he wants to marry her, right? Or something? I don't know. It's never really that clear.
Well, there's a big conspiracy that we haven't touched yet about her father. So I think he's more of a power guy.
Yeah. Power play, whatever.
Yeah,
and here's our friend, the guy who just wants to save his own skin, pretending to be a robot, beseeching him for a sandwich.
I do want to point out that at this point in the film, the narrative has not gotten too muddy yet. But boy, does it get muddy real quick and pretty soon. And
I mean, y'all are bringing up some questions that I don't remember it addressing. Like, what is the deal with the evil king? Does he want to marry her?
It's not really
does he
about
want
that.
something? I mean,
well, when he talks, the one scene where that John Carradine is in, where he talks to his father, and his father's like, his daughter's just like his father. They act like they're letting her go on this little caper with these pirates, acting like she's escaping, so they can follow and find the seventh world. The seventh world being a world of water.
Oh, right. But we haven't gotten to that yet.
No. Well, they hint at it. Yeah. They're now escaping, right? Here's the scene where adorable robots are murdered for our entertainment. That haunted me as a kid. I did not like robots dying. I did not like a robot daddy mourning his robot wife and child. You know.
Hey, so this is the only like police car I remember seeing in this movie, and
there they are.
It looks like it's out of Logan's Run. Oh, there goes one.
God, the humanity or the lack thereof.
I'd love to have one of those motorcycles.
Yeah, you want a crotch rocket? Really?
I think that's a Honda Interceptor.
Be ashamed. Last of the interceptors. Be ashamed to blow it up. There he is.
Yeah. The pimp robot. We got titties.
Okay. All right.
It still makes me laugh. I'm sorry. I know it's bawdy and stupid. I think it's hilarious.
I feel terrible.
Look at it.
Okay, first of all, he immediately approaches them to see if they want to buy sex. To further conflate how the human and robot relationship works, he is a pimp to human women. Does he slap them around? Like, how exactly does he keep his ladies in check?
How does he keep his pimp hand strong? Is that what you want to say?
Does it
I think he's just in sales. I think there's probably someone else in the back.
Oh, gotcha. Of course, there's a human
made
behind all this.
I love that they made him super shiny like Rainbow.
He's got that holographic sticker film all over him.
Yeah, he's pimped out. He's completely, he's platinum. He's
my pimp.
And look at that smile. He is a happy pimp.
Oh my God, it's so offensive. And the voice. Can we talk a little bit about this voice actor? Because we were talking about it right before we came on stage. And Gravy, you're going to love this. Gravy, you're going to love this.
I wish we had a clip.
About, oh man, I wish we had video and audio. I really do. It's so bad. It's so bad. But Gravy, listen to what else the guy who voiced Pimp Bot did. Mick, can you help us out? You have that list up? Or
yeah, this was his second movie, Pimp Robot. Okay. Before this, he was in Trading Places where he played Big Black Guy. He followed it up with a role as Dude, First Dock Worker, Shootout Zombie, Auto Worker at Bowling Alley number 2, and Bubba.
Mm-hmm. But he also did more voice work as Bleeding Gums Murphy on The Simpsons. That is who is voicing.
You talk about a range.
Mr. Badass Chariot right here.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
The same year he did the voice in Ice Pirates, he also did a voice in My Little Pony.
Yes.
Wow. Bringing it home.
Awesome. I bet he didn't say titties, though.
No.
You can get him to say it at a brony convention for, $20. But
did you know, like, so in order to find the line that I wanted to start the movie with from the film, I actually looked through the script of this. According to the script I was looking at, he says kitties. Do you want some kitties to lay with? Are you looking for some kitties or something along those lines? Yeah. This is a PG movie. He does not say titties. Okay. Just want to make that clear.
Okay.
We don't say titties in a PG movie.
It was the 80s.
Yeah. Oh, here's a cute robot they don't kill. He just eats trash.
He's adorable.
Yeah, he's like a robot.
He makes it to the end, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does. He does not die. Yeah. All right, so now they're revealing that they want this pirate to find a pirate that knows where her father is. And they're staying vague. She's trying to do a real power play, which good for her, but
look, let's just cut to the chase. This is Star Wars: A New Hope.
Yeah.
This is exactly what is happening here.
Yeah, they've even got the X-Wing targeting computer up on the screen.
Yep. Batman's playing Galaga.
Yep.
And this is all just a ruse. They're gonna be followed by the bad guys, so
yeah.
Stay on target.
Stay on target. They came from behind.
Oh. We are about to get to the space herpes.
Oh boy.
Barbara, what did you think about the space herpes? Like when they said space herpes, that punchline.
It didn't go over well.
How did
It
that
did
land?
not go over well. It was awful. I was just like, oh God, it's so offensive.
But in
And
the 80s, for some reason, herpes was hilarious.
Yeah, it was like a well-used punchline. And the thing
yeah,
is,
and they
that's all
used
there
it a
is.
lot.
That's all there is to this recurring joke, is that this monster is just called a herpes. And that's as
Right.
far as it goes.
That's it. Yeah. There's no relation to actual herpes at all.
Yeah.
Well, you weren't going to tell me.
Yeah.
Right. I
Yeah,
mean, there's a little
right?
play with it. A
How
little
long
bit.
have you known about this?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
there
yeah,
You go.
you
Yeah.
go. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. The
You
wizard.
got it. The wizard got it. The wizard got it. Pumpkinhead, what did you think of that punchline? Like, it's kind of a famous line, so I'm just curious. How did it land with you seeing this for the first time?
Sorry, our dog is fussing at me and I don't know what he wants.
He wants a hug. He wants to be on the internet.
He was just here. He doesn't know what he wants.
Yeah.
I mean,
Much
I
like
thought
this movie.
the space herpes joke was Theo, stop. I did think it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I guess I wasn't like as saturated with that in the 80s at the time.
Yeah,
it was just so out of left field. Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny.
But John
I
Carradine.
cringed at it. I cringed. It was just.
I'm gonna say this. It's a really silly joke.
Uh-huh.
I love the wizard's catch on that stuff. I did not put the two and two together.
I didn't put those two together
right.
either.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely
good.
right. But
So
I want to give some props though to Robert Urich's delivery of the joke. I actually think.
I got the joke.
I
I
liked
just
their
didn't laugh.
delivery. It was like, it's a space herpes. Like I thought I really liked Urich and his co-star, his
Roberts.
buddy. Yeah. What's his name?
His last name's Roberts. Now I'm drawing a blank.
I actually really enjoy their dynamic throughout the entire film. I think they're really funny together. And the space herpes delivery between the two of them, I think is funny. But it's a stupid joke. This whole movie's stupid.
Yeah. I'm not giving this movie very much credit. So, for one sort of like halfway creative idea someone had that I feel like they actually pulled off,
If you could get John Carradine to say space herpes, I would laugh.
Yeah, I would. Okay, I would laugh with that.
Yeah. So he
looks like he has space herpes.
I had to save something for the sequel.
Yeah.
It looks like he's being euthanized, is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Why am I in this movie?
Yeah.
Oh, where did I
So,
go wrong?
Typical of John Carradine at this time, he is sitting or laying down. All the roles that you see John Carradine in for like the last 5 years of his life, and he worked right up until he died. I mean, he just kept working. He is always sitting or laying down, and you seldom see his hands at work. And that's kind of the unusual thing about this role in Ice Pirates, is that it's not unusual because he's just putting his name on it. He's just selling his name, and he's in the movie for only a couple minutes. But he uses his hands. And at this point in his career, John Carradine was not using his hands for anything. I don't know why his hands got that way. I'm not sure what his medical condition was. So.
Is the other actor lifting his hand up? Because that's what it looks like.
I don't know. I think he lifts. I think his arms move just fine. I think it's just his fingers and hands. Anytime you see him, I don't know how long that was going on. But it's very unusual for someone to just straight up showcase his hands And I think that's why he has that dialogue where he's like, they want me to give up this body, and they put him, in what kind of looks like a euthanasia room. I mean,
I want to
as
say
far
he
as
had
euthanasia
really,
goes, like I would be fine with that room, right?
I
Not
want
a
to say
bad
he had
view.
really bad
Not a bad room.
arthritis.
That is
Like
terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, my guess would probably be arthritis. It's not because if he's able to move other parts of his body, it's not like it's going to be contractures or something like that.
Yeah. Yikes.
Oh, and here it is.
Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. The goopy, gross, extremely cheaply made egg that will emerge a fairly cool puppet that we know as the space herpes.
The space herpes.
Mm-hmm.
And the crowd went mild.
Did we ever get an explanation about that pirate jacket? Like, where did that thing come from?
Yeah.
Pirates are us.
Yeah. Well, he gets bit by the space herpes. Makes sense. That's pretty dashing look for him.
It's so weird because
It is a look.
I don't hate the joke. I hate how badly it's used. Like, there should have been some reason. There should have been some reason he got bit by the space herpes. It should have involved somebody else. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just don't get it from laying in bed. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Nope, we're just setting up a joke for 20 minutes from now.
Yeah. Can't even be bothered.
Before we write Mac and me.
Yeah, there were no herpes jokes in Mac and Me. There's
I'll take your word for it.
Probably a herpes joke in Tammy and the T-Rex.
And Mac and Me makes me nauseous just to even think about it.
Just to think about it, that movie is so.
Oh God, it's bad. Oh,
it's weird. It's not bad though. It's just, I mean, it is bad.
Oh, it's fucking terrible.
But it's not just bad. It's,
yeah.
It's not
all
just
kinds
bad.
of things.
It's all kind. Yeah. It goes places. People are affected.
Yeah, I am definitely affected by Mac and Me. I wish it hadn't happened.
I mean, it's
I'm in therapy about Mac and Me.
Okay. Well, we're
And I
not
gotta
going to
say,
do
seeing
We're
the
not going to do Mac and Me or Cuckoo. We've already
seeing the
started.
R-rated version of Tammy and the T-Rex, I kind of liked it.
Mac and Me?
No, Tammy and the T-Rex when they
Tammy.
did the R-rated cut.
Yes. Oh, the R-rated cut. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit on B-Sides, actually, on Friday. But yeah, it's funny that we just randomly brought up Tammy and the T-Rex. And here we are talking about it again. But the rated R cut, you know, like, at least it has a purpose for B, you know? Like, you get some good gags there, you know, where people get their heads crushed and stuff. But
these wide shots look okay, but when they move in on like the table scenes and stuff, this all falls apart. Looks terrible.
Yeah, there's some stuff here and there. I mean, you kind of expect the Matrix to pop in and be like, "Hey, third movie." What are you gonna say, Gravy?
Oh, it's just like this is one of those scenes where I feel like I like the set. I like everything that's going on. I also feel like I've seen it in at least 2 other movies.
Right.
You know, I mean,
it's the same tarps and poles. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like this, and that happens several times in this movie where you feel like you're watching some stuff from something.
Yeah.
else.
Yeah. There's a reason why Barbara gets this confused with Space Hunter. It's because there is.
We're shooting Space Hunter tomorrow. Hurry up.
This is nothing like the bar in Mos Eisley.
Not
at all.
No.
Not at all.
No.
I'm not sure which bar I'd rather visit. This one looks a little too rough for me, honestly.
It looks like it's going to collapse on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pirates aren't living the high life out here, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing that's going to save you is Angelica Houston's ponytail.
Ron
That's
Perlman, ladies and gentlemen.
There's Ron Perlman. And
Give him a hand.
His big joke.
In his second movie.
Yeah, this is his second
really?
movie.
Yes.
Wow.
Here is oh crap, you know what? I looked up this little person actress's other roles. and she does some voice work, and she's pretty cool as well. But now it all just
the waitress, yeah.
She is great though, and like it's a wonderful.
She sounds exactly like the lady from Poltergeist, but it's not. She sounds exactly
like
that's
what I said when we watched. I'm like, oh, it's that actress from Poltergeist. No, it's totally different.
Yeah, she may have the same genetic disorder that Zelda Rubinstein from Poltergeist had.
That's right.
Yeah,
but they would be the last. No one has that genetic disorder anymore because it's cured. Yeah.
Wow.
So so she may have the same genetic disorder as Zelda. It's true, it's not dwarfism or whatever. I don't know what they call it now.
Patty Maloney, by the way.
Patty Maloney, yes, and she's in a lot of fun stuff. She's in fun stuff too.
Other than this fun stuff.
Yes.
She was in the Far Out Space Nuts.
Wow.
Man, look at that ponytail.
She has bones in her ponytail.
Yeah. Not bones, talons.
Teeth. She has talons. Teeth. I don't know.
Talons. Maybe teeth. I don't know. They look like talons to me.
They look like talons to me. I'm with you, Jerry.
Damn.
Looks like the fanciest roach clip from the county fair to me.
Well, you're tough to impress. We 5 out of 6 panelists seem to disagree with you. 4.
So, God, I can't believe I've even retained this. We're trying to find a car. And no one has cars on this planet.
Right. No one has cars.
Spaceships, yes.
No cars.
Cars, no.
But you know what? We haven't talked about Robert's penis in a while. So he's like, hey, this guy over here, he can't be bought with water, but you know what he can be bought with? And
Poontang.
Kitties.
Kitties.
Yeah, blood. I got some kitties.
Except he's not. He.
Oh, it's hilarious.
It's
Jeremy,
hilarious.
we're not supposed to relive that story I told earlier.
Whoopsies.
It's probably not in our best interest. Just saying.
What?
What? Leave the pimp robot alone. This guy's almost Randall Tex Cobb.
Yeah.
But only almost.
But only almost.
I like that you would put an eye patch over your face paint. That's a pretty.
That's pretty badass. I like this scene. I like that she kicks his ass. It's great.
I remember, like, his head getting cut off, and I like that.
I thought that was actually cool.
He was asking for it.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
Pumpkinhead, what did you think of the sudden decap? It's a little shocking,
It's great though. Like she asks him a rhetorical question and he goes to nod and his head just keeps going.
Yeah.
Which is
that's
great.
a nice touch.
Yeah. Obviously, I thought this was terrific. There it goes.
And that's them watching.
It's definitely one of the better scenes as far as like the writing and the setups and everything.
Yeah, and you've got these like bladed whip things that are like very cool, and it's kind of dark, so you can't really I couldn't really see them when we were watching it, but it's a really neat object to just kind of have in the.
Yeah.
Oh, this fun. What did they do to that
bald parrot? Oh God,
the naked parrot.
So disturbing.
I knew someone who had a naked parrot, and sorry to bum everyone out, but it was naked because it had a mate who died. So,
oh my God!
No.
So she would not stop taking all of her feathers off.
Oh.
So It could have been. I mean, who knows? It may have been a humanely obtained animal actor.
I gotta say, Frog Lady is so happy.
Mm-hmm.
She's glad to be here.
Yeah,
she is so happy.
I like Frog Lady, and I don't like that Robert there is like so dismissive of her. I'm like, where's your sense of adventure? Like, fucking go for it. Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, Captain Kirk would be all over it, man.
Yeah. Like, why are you like
tongues? Come on.
Yeah, frog tongue. Are you kidding me?
I mean,
she has a frog tongue. Like, he's like, oh no, I'm a womanizer, but not this woman. Well,
never know till you try it.
Yeah.
But it's like she's okay. Princess, whatever her name is, she's also like, haha, it's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's why can't you just be decent people?
Yeah,
I don't know. It just kind of that bothered me. It smacked too much of stuff that would happen to me in high school and ugly flashbacks. I'm sorry.
I mean, because she's different.
It's okay. Baby space donkeys.
Yeah,
baby.
This is the best part of the movie.
Yeah,
they get donkeys.
Oh.
Hand down.
I also want to point out
hands down. This is the best part.
And the little pigs.
Look at the little dog.
You get pigs, we get ducklings.
So, question, why didn't the ducklings get to go with them? Like, the donkeys and the pigs are in the rest of the movie, which was the best idea they had.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to the ducks?
I guess they were too slow. I don't know.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess that ducks are more difficult to work with. They just couldn't keep them around like they could the donkeys and
my question is,
what the duck? Don't you still have that banner?
Why do you have ducks in the desert when you have no water? Would be my question. But
this is the banner. It's not.
Is that why he has the ducks? That's gross.
Oh,
no wonder they stayed.
Yeah.
I do want to point out that this is like, sorry, but I just wanted to point out this is where the narrative of the film starts to get really muddy.
Yeah, I was going to say exactly the same thing. This is where I kind of checked out with keeping track of anything.
Yeah. If anyone's wondering, the guy in the judge's robe with the ascot, in slingshot, ascot and slingshot. He used to be as young as Robert there, but he got halfway to the 7th planet, which is hidden somehow in the universe. And
there's a time distortion you have to go through.
You have to go through a time distortion. He didn't go through it, so he wound up quite old instead.
Never pull out.
Yeah, never. Yeah.
What?
Not when you're.
It's not a reliable method.
No, it's not reliable. There you go. Thank you. Glad someone could cap that.
As the father for
was Lakey Nibs.
Lakey Nibs.
Why
was his name Lakey Nibs?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Because he pulled out.
Okay,
lanky guys. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, this whole section where they start explaining things is just where you kind of go, all right, I'm in for a penny, I'm in for a pound. Let's just roll with this.
Yeah.
Well, they're not even explaining.
At least there's little donkeys.
When you're in the desert, make sure you dress like Rainbow Bright, I guess. I don't know.
He really is like Obi-Wan in the gutter. You know.
I've got to wonder what the serious script for this was like, and how much of this stuff was in there.
Not the baby donkeys.
Yeah.
Guarantee you they didn't have baby donkeys.
Oh, but look at that outfit.
It's hard not to. So this is kind of my favorite thing, is this thing right here. Right?
Oh, God, that car was amazing.
Yeah.
The Mad Max parody.
Yeah, the Mad Max parody where it's a pirate ship. They put a skull on the front. It's got a dragon along the side. The way that he takes it out is kind of piratey. You know, like this is where we really get into some swashbuckling. You know,
There is one rather unbelievable swashbuckling where he gets.
You're talking about the tire.
The tire.
The tire. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, our logic was already a little wobbly, so we're not
Well, I also realized that all of the blocking of the entire low-speed chase here is a giant circle.
Yeah.
The chase is still basically going on when they get back to the camp for some reason.
Yes. How did that happen? Is this a really small planet?
Yeah. The cul-de-sac.
Planet cul-de-sac.
Meanwhile, at Burning Man,
Yeah.
I die. I live. Or I live. I die. I live again.
Yeah.
Still, though, it's undeniably
so
cool. Undeniably cool.
Really silly.
Yeah.
It's like a Mardi Gras float.
Silly.
Yeah. Yeah.
it really is that level
Could
of.
be.
Oh, and I think we would be remiss to not point out that throughout this entire film, which also adds to the truly like old school swashbuckling. Sorry.
I know. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Swashbuckling nature of the film is that, especially during little action set pieces, Robert Urich is constantly slinging out little one-liners. You know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's just constant.
And a lot of them fall flat, like really
Yeah,
flat. You
Not
know,
really
like,
good.
Yeah. His sexual assault joke did not go over so well. And he's also like the one white guy in the movie who makes racial jokes, you know.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering. There's so many of them, though. I was kind of wondering if like this was written by the same guy who ended up writing Tango and Cash. Because if you watch Tango and Cash, it's like just consecutive one-liners. It's the entire freaking script. It's kind of amazing.
Well, we know who wrote this: the guy from Kroll and the guy from Mac and Me. If anyone's wondering, the director of this movie has like directed and written worthwhile stuff, including he wrote Passenger 57, the #1 movie upon its release. So there you go. This guy's made money. And here we are in the land of Santa Claus, where it looks cold, but it's clearly not cold.
Well, there's definitely frost on some of those railings.
Yes.
There's some moving boxes that got sun bleached.
Yeah.
It's okay. We're going to distract you with something really cute.
And what's up with this canteen? It's like a hemorrhoid balloon.
Yeah.
It's like you said, they grabbed whatever was on set. They just grabbed whatever, you know.
I'm thinking they just did a lot of shoplifting to pad this out.
Yeah, it's.
I keep wondering if it's like a repainted Nostromo set too.
You could probably look at what MGM released in the past 10 years and start pointing stuff out. You know, I'm sure like
you have to watch this movie a lot more.
Yeah,
I keep seeing the gophers pop up. You know, they cut back to that like at least twice, and I'm thinking the amount of work that it would take to dig out holes in the desert, level it out, have a couple of guys in there with some gopher puppets. Like it must have taken at least a full day to do that. And
that's why they keep.
It's not even a laugh. Like it doesn't even. It's so.
They're
empty.
prairie dogs, though.
Yeah.
Every time they pop up, though, my head is filled with "I'm all right." Don't know what to worry about me.
Caddyshack 2.
Yep.
One of the single most infamously terrible sequels of all time. Woo! Woo.
This goes gross.
Also,
This is so gross.
This is truly disgusting.
through this whole scene, Ron Perlman has decided as an actor to use a gay lisp.
Yeah,
Yes.
well,
Weird.
he's
He doesn't do it in the rest of the
He's
movie.
a waiter.
yeah, he's pushing like he's trying to steal it, you know, like that. Like I feel like there's often a lot of actors in this movie kind of trying to steal it, you know,
Yeah.
where they just are like, you know what, I've got a moment in the script and I'm gonna freaking go for it.
Mug it up.
I
Yeah.
need a job out of this, you know, like
Yeah.
A real job, not
There
this.
it
real
is.
job, not this job, another job, you know, like please look at this and see that I showed for at least a minute or two, you know.
So the space herpes emerged out of the turkey,
Uh-huh.
Yes.
and now they have to confess to the rest of the passengers on the ship that they have infected with
Yeah.
space herpes.
They
Yeah.
infected the ship with space
Yep.
herpes.
For no reason.
Mhm.
Just because it's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. As he stands there in his Copacabana shirt.
Yeah, we talk a lot about this movie's problems, you know, like let's give it this one victory. Come on.
How about
Burley's a big.
Oh my
Baby
god.
pig.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
The baby
Oh,
pigs
shit, I
and the
didn't
donkeys
pause
are
in
the only
time.
reason why I would like this movie.
All right, so apparently I have seen this movie a million times, and I still can't figure out what the hell is going on with this next scene with
The unicorns.
where they meet Robert. What's his name? Robert Valance.
Yeah.
I
Bruce
don't
Valanche.
fucking get
Bruce
it. Like
Valanche.
Bruce.
Yeah.
Bruce
Bruce
Valanche. Yeah.
Valanche. Yeah.
This scene makes literally no sense at all.
Yeah.
And it gets a lot of screen time.
Yeah.
And why
It's a
why
good
is
scene.
why is Bruce Valanche's character doing this thing? That's
I have no idea what his character, who his character
Mhm.
even is.
Yeah.
Like he's just there.
I had to get here. Like here we are.
My closest correlation would be that it's something akin to Bespin.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah. I don't know. It's okay. It's a really silly, stupid comedy, but
Yeah.
I mean, I remember
look at
when
the
even when I
pigs.
was a kid, I was like baffled. I like, what is even going on here?
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah. Why? Like, I don't know. I guess like Bruce Valanche's character. Well, yeah, we'll get there. Let's move on. Let's get past the baby pigs. I
Baby
can't
donkey.
stop staring at them, but they're so
Baby donkey.
wonderful. All right, so they get on this planet because they're looking for her father. This is where her father is, and they get attacked by Amazon women on unicorns, which sounds way
good.
more
Sounds
awesome
good.
than it really manifests. You
Well,
know, like
Amazon is one way to say it. I think we all know these women are part of the 10%.
they are. They have a lot of work to do. I mean,
Oh God.
That's a look.
It sure is, sir.
Yeah.
whoa! Look at that. That's a heavy
Yeah.
metal album cover.
Hell
Though-
yes.
I will give casting a little bit of credit. All of these women are fit.
hmm
They are all built.
They went to the gym.
They kick some ass.
They went to the gym and they're like, "Who wants a fun job for a day?"
Yeah.
You know.
Box lunches, 50
Yeah.
bucks.
They
Yeah.
went down to Gold's on Venice Beach, buddy.
For
Pick
sure.
'em up. Yeah.
A robot gets stabbed with the unicorn. The horn breaks off. No
it's
one
the robot
Is,
again.
yeah, no one is certain what exactly happens there. Like, did the unicorn die? Did the robot die? I don't know. There's no way of knowing. You know, like it's just weird. And like this is just to have like a dragging horse stunt. You know.
Well, it's the second
Like he
time,
did, like
Yeah,
yeah, like he
number of
didn't get
them.
Yeah.
the
didn't
second
get
time he's been
dragged.
dragged in
just
10
gotta-
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a theme in Total Recall all of a sudden. People are getting dragged by horses.
Yeah, then they go to like an abandoned ballroom in like New York City or something.
Oh my God, this is just on MGM's lot, right?
Oh sure, yeah. This is from
probably.
another movie.
Yeah.
Like
Like
what
this
the
is
hell?
just there.
This is batshit. It really is.
It's weird.
I knew this was batshit when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's still
even
weird.
It's still
Yeah.
batshit creepy. Look, he's got a lynx.
Uh-huh.
What are they doing with the lynx?
That ocelot is awesome.
What are you
Yeah.
doing? Best ocelot off the lot.
What is going on?
I don't know. Why is Bruce Valanche in this movie? He's not in movies. Why is he in this movie? He's just randomly in a movie. He's like a professional writer. And he's like, you know what? I'll do this movie? Why? Who? What? What?
This looks like it might be a movie theater. I don't know. It's really hard to tell, but those railings actually looked legit.
This looks to me like a pretty expensive set from a much older film. That would be my guess. Is that
they put down a lot of carpet in here to try and fill it out.
Yeah. They did. I'm guessing more than one Bruce head. Do you think Bruce has his own head?
I do not believe they made more than one. No.
You don't think so?
No. No way. And I bet the one that is his stunt head wasn't even a life cast. It's just got a beard wig on it. That's my bet. You know, I wasn't there.
I don't know. Look, there he is.
That's
There's
not
one. All right.
Sorry, I crushed your balloon.
No. I wanted them to really buy into this gag. You know, spend hundreds of dollars.
But yes, I firmly believe Bruce Valanche kept that head.
I bet. Yeah, that'd be my guess.
Oh, I would.
What were you going to say, Adam? Oh, man.
I thought it was funny that one of the things that I noticed was when the girls are all done fighting and protecting, the one like reaches down and untucks her bathing suit bottom from
she snaps snapped the bikini bottom around her buttocks like.
Yep.
Well, that's underplayed.
I was like,
we both
really
thought it last night. We were like, she did it, didn't
and
she?
they left it in. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
Get out the little wedgie. Get it out.
All right, so for folks following along at home, this isn't her father. It's a freaking robot that looks like her father.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
And we have no idea who or what the disembodied head guy is.
She's just here to keep an eye over her father's robot. He knew it was a robot.
Right.
Yeah.
And we don't really.
Yeah.
Could it be that the bad guy made the robot and put it there to trick them into doing this? I mean, I feel like we're so far off the track now that.
Is it something her father did?
Yes.
Her father did all this bullshit.
Her father did this. And he has the ring in his mouth. See, he gives it to her.
Which is
He's had the ring all along. They didn't even have to do. They didn't have to do any of that. He could have just given them the ring.
Okay, so this is what it is. The robot is an imposter for her father to distract the Templars. That's what it is. The Templars think he's there, but he's not.
Yeah.
This is the robot.
He's not.
But they think that's him. Yeah, they think that's him.
Yeah. So his job, Bruce Valanche's job is just to live large and act like that's a father.
Pretend to drink water.
His whole job. Yeah.
Again, it's such a goofy, silly movie that the moments where they're supposed to be the sincerity, it comes off a little weird to me.
Yeah. And it's also strange that they have no water scarcity actions or thoughts at all. I don't expect it to be Dune, but I also don't expect them to just completely disregard this whole idea.
It gets lost pretty quick.
Yeah, it's not even really there that water is scarce. It just seems to be, everyone seems to be fine.
I like Ron
They have a
Perlman's.
whole
Yeah.
steamy sex scene in the
Oh,
rain
yeah,
on the
that's
holodeck.
Yeah,
No problem.
but that's holodeck water. That's tape water. That's water on
That's
tape.
fake water.
Fake water. Yeah.
I mean,
Man.
they're still getting like.
actually baby oil.
Man, who has to
Movie
clean
magic.
that thing? Who has to clean up after that?
Who
A
has to
robot.
clean the holodeck?
Better be a robot.
Fucking
You know
robot.
damn right it's a robot. Man,
So recreate every cover of every Harlequin romance.
that's right. Every time. Yeah, I know. Tearing his shirt off. What weird. That is a weird moment, As a kid, I could see myself
Yes,
fast forwarding
yes.
through parts of this film because I used to do that. Like,
Yeah.
you would have your favorite movie, but
I wish
like,
you'd do it
you would-
now.
But you would fast forward through the accidents and shit. I don't know. Don't you like seeing this guy's face
Can't get enough.
and his shirt?
Skip to the next donkey. All right.
Man. All right, they're about to bone in the chamber of the bone. And come on, bone. There we go. All right, here we are.
Bone chamber.
Yeah. Justice, folks. There's a bone in holodeck. It's great.
Yeah.
It's
Sun
Bobby.
bubble. Sun
Very
bubble.
PG.
That is actually very important.
Yeah. I like how they roll with that.
It is a plot point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the donkeys have a purpose when we get to the final act there.
They have a plot. Yeah, they have a punchline anyway.
Yeah. Has
All
something.
right.
If they don't bone, this movie's over.
Angelica Houston, I love you and I forgive you for doing a spit curl. It's okay. It's okay. Professor R2, it's so wonderful to see you. Thanks for coming by. Man,
Wow.
R2.
we got some buddies over here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deck 69.
Uh-huh. And I also really like the fancy paint jobs on all the Templar robots. They're just using the same robots again.
Yeah, no.
But they put a cool, like little,
Give him some racing stripes, little
Yeah,
gold spray
yeah.
paint.
Again, they're stretching that 8 million, it's there.
Every penny's on screen, man.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not arguing. It really is. Here's Bruce Valanche. They just stuck his head on oh yeah. And so now they're going towards Planet 7 and everyone is fast forwarding in little bits at a time.
Time is accelerating.
Time is accelerating. They're in the time warp. They're starting to grow beards.
The thing that aged.
Yeah.
They're
Make
doing the
again.
time warp again.
The first stage is Grizzly Adams. So they're in the Grizzly Adams stage right now. There's Ron Perlman.
Yeah. It starts
Why
to
aren't
get
the robots,
exponentially
like,
quicker.
rusting?
Bruce Valanche was like, "No, you're not adding to my beard." Is he a robot or is he a human head?
He's a human head on a robot.
He's
Why
a
not
human head
both?
But he
Yeah.
doesn't
Why
The
is
age.
aesthetic of this movie.
But his beard's not growing. Okay.
No.
Here we have adult donkeys.
The donkeys
Adult
grew up.
donkeys.
Yeah, the donkeys grew up. Now he's going
And
back
it's
to the.
also revealed that Percy here kills the space herpes. The space herpes is now dead.
One of them.
And this is why he's been called back to the princess's quarters.
Yeah, they fucked. Now
I
they have a
gotta say-
gigantic baby.
We had donkeys and
Uh-huh.
piglets and farm animals. I thought they were gonna go for the manger scene here. I really had a terrifying moment.
Yeah. Yeah,
really
that would
thought
have
they
been
were gonna
good.
do
That
it.
would
That would have been good.
in a way, it's kind of there. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
you
it's
put it together in your own mind.
Uh-huh.
It's like there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say though that like there is occasionally like the really terrible thing that this guy says throughout this movie, and as a dad, this is one of them. The last thing he tells her on his way away from that introduction to his baby is, "Sorry about that."
Sorry about that.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Like that's a shitty thing to say, man.
Yeah, that you're right. That line stuck out to me too. I was
Yeah.
like,
Actually,
that's
it's
a
good line.
wild, nasty line, dude. Like,
Yeah, that's
he's
bad.
such
Like,
a
you want-
scumbag. He's a scumbag the whole movie, and he's like, "Here's a chance for me not to be a scumbag." Skip.
The only opportunity, the only thing that he missed was, leaving her a little bit of cash. So
Yeah.
tossing her some coins.
some
could've
ice
said-
Sorry
cubes.
about that.
I'm gonna go get some milk. I'll be right
I'm gonna
back.
go. I'll get cigarettes.
Yeah, I got to get a pack of cigarettes.
All right, so here we have some great Afro jokes. Famous, probably the most famous Afro jokes of all time. Yep. Well, you know what? You were prepped with the pimp robot blackface, so you cannot complain about like Afro jokes. You could have already left and not seen this.
Well, that's true. It's still good.
It's still good. You're free to go at any time. Now it's always an option, sir. All right.
Finally, a guy swinging on a rope.
There's a lot of swinging on ropes. As a matter of fact, yeah, when the baby becomes an adult, it swings in on a rope.
It is not, however, a baby.
No, it's Robert Ulrich, and old Karina and old Jason were cast by different people. So
So don't get confused.
don't get confused. Here's an Afro joke. Now here's an Afro joke.
You thought it couldn't get any bigger, but it did. Look how big
And
it
that's
is.
your Afro joke, and it's still an Afro joke. And here's Robert Ulrich.
Hell's
And
a
who
pop, and
knows?
this is not.
Yeah, hell's- Oh, how we love Hell's a Poppin'.
They could use a good ice joke in here. I mean, really.
Good. Yeah. And if
Everything's
anyone's
okay
wondering,
now.
yeah, it just all goes back to normal. That's what happens when you go through the time, whatever the hell it is.
But someone
if
still
you
got
do
a
it
bun in the oven.
successfully.
Yeah. And so what they find, of course, is the water planet that everyone thought would be there. They shot an ending where it's revealed that the water planet is modern day Miami Beach, Florida. And neither the producer nor the director approved the cut of the end. So it's really kind of a mystery where it came from.
Huh.
Yeah.
Is it just stock footage?
It's
Just-
No. No,
Reacting
they
to
shot.
stock
No,
footage?
I believe that they shot footage of the spaceship flying over Miami Beach, Florida.
Yeah, they did.
It's supposed to be America. See, you
Mhm.
can see
Co-
that.
Cocaine reference.
Yeah, but when the movie like arrived in theaters, both the director and the producers were shocked to find that the scene had been cut.
As long as
Wow.
it's over.
And
Mhm.
we just end with Earth. They're going to steal
And
our
that's it.
water.
Yeah.
And happy ending.
Yeah. Can you
No
imagine?
more-
Yeah. Can you
It's
imagine
the Nestle
expecting to see
origin
this like
story.
this badass spaceship shot over Miami, and instead you just got closing credits?
So it was going to be like Miami, like present 1984 day Miami.
Exactly.
Miami Vice Miami.
Exactly.
Wow.
They wouldn't have had a chance against Crockett and Tubbs. No shot, dude.
No. But that would be the sequel. From the director of Mannequin 2, On the Move.
Oh.
Hey, remember when they had to pretend they were castrated? Boy, wasn't that a fun
that
romp?
funny?
Wasn't that funny?
You got it.
Fair
Oh
question.
my God. Yeah.
Oh man, let's vote.
Let me tell you. Oh, yeah.
Let's do it.
Gravy
Tierney's
can't
ready.
wait.
All right. I thought we would watch the closing. You know what? This is someone
Oh,
prepared
look,
all these
garbage
slides.
creature, family robots. I love that. Family robots.
And then never forget. Never forget.
I like that couch though. It's a nice chaise.
Mm-hmm.
It's good
Yeah,
for
well.
that.
Yeah, it's probably good you don't have one. You'd have 5 kids. Woo! Wow! Wow! Woo! Woo! Ice. Yeah. Ice pirates. Ice pirates. All right. Well,
The aristocrats.
we have a tradition. Guess who gets to vote first?
You?
Gravy? You tell me. I was watching it with you, and I remember you like vocalizing some things, being like, it was a real emotional thing where you're like, whoa, and ooh.
Yeah.
Like obviously some of this stuff hits a little below the belt.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there's some pretty cheap stuff going on in there.
yeah.
And,
So before we vote, I do want to just double check that everyone's clear on the rules. Your up or down vote is saying whether or not someone who loved Ice Pirates as a kid should revisit it. You are free to say whether or not you think someone who hasn't seen it should see it, or whether or not you think it's a good movie. But our primary goal here for all 6 panelists is to say whether or not, as someone who really liked Ice Pirates as a kid, which in this particular case describes both me and you, whether or not they should risk tarnishing that memory by revisiting it. So that is where your up or down comes from. You can still like the movie and think that maybe it should be avoided. Maybe I'm bringing this up right now because this is a not so aged well comedy, and we haven't really done one of those before. And
And you can hate the movie and give it a thumbs up.
You can hate the movie and give it a thumbs up. Absolutely right. So just want to clarify that, we're happy with caveats, we're happy with digressions, but what we really want is an up or down for someone who's like, should I rewatch this movie?
Well, thanks for
now you're up. Now you're up.
Well, thanks for the preamble, because it makes it even harder to decide what I'm going to say.
Is he recommending it to someone he likes or somebody dislikes?
Right. This is a tough one. This is a tough one because both things happened, right? I can sit here and laugh and be delighted at a lot of the things that are in this movie that I get it. I know why I liked it when I was a kid. I know why I can still appreciate it. And then there is a bunch of stuff that totally over my head, or maybe just whatever, ambivalent about it at the very least. When I was a kid, that's now oh man, come on, guy. That's not cool. Because there is, flat out. As tasteless as Howard the Duck, no.
Are you sure?
I mean, we're close. I mean, but you know, I the one thing I will say is that even the bad jokes in this movie, I kind of feel like, with it maybe a few exceptions, like everybody was in on it, so it's kind of okay. There's some really, really cheap below the belt shots. There's a couple. But I still give it a yes and to salvage it because this movie's batshit crazy. It is just bizarre and it's totally stupid. And I think ultimately pretty harmless. And it's actually quite entertaining. Like it just moves from scene to scene to scene to scene to scene. You know, it's not very long. You know, so it doesn't really tax your patience too much. You know, it's just a goofy ass movie and it's just bonkers. And I am going to apologize. Pimp Bot still makes me laugh. Belly laugh, gut laugh. I just think about Pimp Bot and I laugh. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't. It's wrong. But salvage it. The Ice Pirates. If you haven't watched this movie, I think everybody should watch the Ice Pirates just once.
All right.
It's, you know.
I'm down with that. Yeah,
it's not Lawrence of Arabia, folks.
Yeah. No. All right. Who's ready first? Because I don't even know how in the pumpkin, Adam, which way you go first?
You're in charge here. You want to go clockwise or counterclockwise?
No,
I'll go.
All right, you go. You go.
Fucking awful movie, dude.
Wow! Don't hold back, man.
Whoa.
Tell me how you really feel.
It's a mess.
I had seen this movie when I was a lot younger. I did not remember a lot except and I remembered that it was kind of batshit crazy. I may have seen it mentioned on Red Letter Media or something like that recently, like 5 years recently. I wasn't like, okay, let's talk about Pimp Bot for a second.
I big topic. Big topic.
I don't get offended easily. I don't see the Pimp Bot sequence as being like mean to any particular thank you, Black Lives, any particular minorities or type of people. I just see it as like they really thought it would be funny if that stereotype was inside of a robot, and that's about where it starts and ends. So like it doesn't offend me in that sort of way. I'm just offended by the low quality of the humor and production in general. It is like a visual migraine to stare at. It is just unbelievably gaudy. The lighting gels alone must have taken half the budget on that. Like everything is freaking magenta and blue and yellow all at once.
It's hideous.
Yeah, everything looks recycled, and like I said earlier, it looks like 3 different art departments weren't talking to each other because they were mad. Like, just get it all on the sound stage and let's shoot it. I know it is what it is, and it's an $8 million comedy, but I just did not laugh that much. And rewatching it just last night, it was exhausting. Like I just felt like it would never end. There is definitely an audience for this. It doesn't make me mad if this is your jam. But no can recommendo, even if you had good memories of seeing it back in the day.
Better to leave the good memories alone, right?
Yeah, I think I would be. That's a good way to say it. I think I'd be a lot happier if I had left those memories undisturbed.
Well, that is a sacrifice you make.
That's why I get the big bucks here at Total Recall.
Someone listening to Total Recall who's like, I love Ice Pirates. If they're relating to you, I think you are telling them what to do.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a completionist, if you've got to just have every
Robert Ulrich
or any other of the fine actors in this film, the whole collection on your shelf, go for it. But generally, this is going to be a thumbs down from me, dog.
Gotcha. I'm hip with that. Okay, Barbara, what you got? What are we doing?
Well, since I don't have any fond memories of seeing this as a kid, I think I don't know if I would go back and and tell Gravy, oh man, I watched Ice Pirates for the first time last night, and Gravy saying, "Oh, I love that movie," and me saying, "Yeah, don't go back and watch it again because leave those memories intact because it is really rough. The jokes are dated. They are very harsh. They don't land well. The redeeming quality of this whole movie was that there were baby donkeys and baby pigs. And that was all I cared about.
Yeah, really, the donkeys stole the movie, and that's
that's not
when the donkeys showed up. I was like, it finally got interesting. I'm just gonna watch the donkeys. If it's something that you have seen before, you know what it is, and you want something to just kind of make fun of, this is for you. But if you have fond memories of it, hold on to the fond memories and don't go back and revisit this, because it won't make you feel good. I don't think it will, bring back any kind of certain nostalgia. The rose-colored glasses will be ripped off, and you'll be looking at space herpes.
Yeah.
And again, there's far too much. There's far too much going on in the art department. It has no idea what it wants to be.
To call this movie a hot mess is an understatement for sure. It's that's about the biggest thing it's got going for it. The way I look at it, like it's like what the hell is this?
I mean, is it sci-fi? Sure. Is it Caligula? Hey, maybe just a little.
Yeah.
Excalibur. Yeah, get some of that in there.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Why not? Throw it in there.
Yeah.
No. Oh, you want some Mad Max too? Yeah. All right. Let's do this. It's all over the place. It's a hot mess. And so, no, I probably wouldn't, if somebody has fond memories of it, I would probably say, leave the fond memories in your memory bank and keep it that way. Because I guarantee you, if you go back and revisit it, you won't feel good about it.
Unless you're Gravy.
Unless you're Gravy.
Unless you're Gravy.
I don't feel that great.
He speaks for all of us.
I did try to say this was a tough one, but
I would say overall, if you've never seen it and you want something to cringe at, Ice Pirates is your jam. Take it.
That is a good caveat, actually. If you've never seen it, I would recommend it more than if you have seen it. So that's a great point.
Yeah.
If
you've never seen it, I would recommend it.
Yeah, that actually, it really is a good point, because if you have really, really big love for this movie, but you haven't seen it in 30 years and you watch it now, there's going to be something diminished for sure.
Yeah. But if you've never seen it, heck yeah, I would recommend seeing this movie.
under the
influence, some movie enjoying drugs or substances, yeah. Visit your dispensary, grab a copy of Ice Pirates.
Well, thank you, and I don't think I'm going to shock anyone by saying that I actually get the movie a thumbs up. There are some really problematic jokes in here, and I would want you to know that going into it, that this movie is like, a sledgehammer. But it's a goofy ass, dumb sledgehammer, like it's just, I enjoyed revisiting this.
I did too.
And you know, it is in spite of some things. Like I'm like, you know, my caveat, my only caveat for anyone who has seen this movie before is like, you know, if you somehow didn't know when you saw this that there was problematic stuff in it, or if you don't remember the problematic stuff, which I would find hard to believe, because the pimp robot was such a draw that you would have to, you know, part of me is like, you'd have to know going in, like, okay, there's a pimp robot in this movie, you know, like this is not totally kosher, you know, and I don't support that stuff at all, you know, like I said during the ball shaving scene, you know, like they wanted to go so broad that they chose a gay person to shave the balls instead of an older, shakier hand dude, which would have been a much funnier, like, little quip.
Yeah,
you know? Like,
yeah. If they had a second old dude like that was even shakier than the first guy, that'd be
if they just thought about this stuff a little bit and not gone for like such low hanging fruit. But you know, it's not a perfect movie, but I enjoyed revisiting it again, and I don't regret seeing it again. And to me, that's like, I can't say no if my personal reaction is like, I don't regret seeing this movie again. You know, it's got problems. It is a little bit of an eyesore. It is weird. You know, like, it does weird stuff. It's sometimes hard to look at, but you know what? I've seen the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in the theater a few times, and every time it's hard to be in the room with. But that doesn't mean it's not worthwhile. And now I'm done. Let's go, Wizard. Woo!
If you saw this movie as a kid and you liked it, go ahead and revisit it.
Oh man!
Do not bring anybody with you. This is not the movie that you want to go, oh, I gotta share this. I want you to come see it. You've never seen this, you're gonna love it. No, they're not. They're not gonna love it.
Well, now that's a good distinction right there.
Do not bring a friend. But yeah, come back and watch it again, because the stuff you remembered as a kid, you're still gonna laugh. And the rest of it, it's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there. All right.
So
well,
I'm going to stop. That's
okay. I'm hip with that. And now we come to Pumpkinhead here, where we ask ourselves, will it be a tie or not? It's okay.
So it's tough listening to Gravy and Jethro, who had the experience of loving it as a kid and rewatching it and enjoying that experience. I feel like this is one of those where if I had loved it as a kid, some of the more negative aspects would like really take away that, those good feelings, like Barbara was saying. Like, it might ruin the memory. So I was really leaning towards a thumbs down. I'm sorry, baby space donkeys. That lit up my life in a way that I was not expecting in this low point of
Donkeys
watching
in
this
space.
movie. Oh
Yeah.
my God, they're so cute.
Yeah.
And the baby space pigs as well. Like,
I'm telling you, I'm right there. I'm right there with you, Laura, because that was the highlight of the movie for me.
Yeah. Just remember, guys, this is the only picture I can think of in which you have baby space pigs getting bottle fed by a robot wearing a bow tie.
fair.
And for good reason.
Fair.
Let's not revisit that.
There's a really good reason why. There's the only one.
I don't want any homages. I don't want any tributes, callback.
I really did just pick the first banner that I could find. I like the first one that came up. So.
But that was your vote? A no?
Yeah,
It is
it's a tie.
It is
Yeah,
a no.
it's a tie. That's why I would really love to have 7 panelists on a consistent basis. So
Maybe we could get a robot panelist. Make them watch it.
Sure, let's just Google it and see what AI says.
Dear Chat GPT.
Yeah. I mean, it's just.
Would you recommend Ice Pirates?
Yeah. So, I really think that. Wait a minute. Who picked? Where are we at with who gets to pick next? Because this was.
I'm afraid it's
choice. Me. Do you want to do it? Are you ready?
I am ready. Barbara actually did help with some nominations because my memory is not great.
I'm pretty excited.
I'm sure. How many nominations do I get?
I feel like we've done 4, but really, it's like there are rules. It's Total Recall, baby. Do what you want.
Yeah, that's never been determined. Like,
we don't have rules because we have no idea how to break rules.
Okay, well, I have a couple of movies that I think are worth revisiting that I don't think would make for a particularly good episode. Oh. So there are things that I'm sort of scratching off of the short list here. I'm gonna lean towards stuff that I think will be entertaining for the panel and the audience. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's see here. I would like to nominate a movie that I haven't seen. Is that allowed?
Yeah, if you know it to be beloved from your generation, I think that's okay. I think the preference is really coming from personal experience. Though,
gotcha. You know? All right. Well, no, we can wait on that. I'll watch it at home. Sword and the Sorcerer.
Second time it's been brought up. Second time that movie's been brought up, and that is.
I loved that movie. I even saw it at a drive-in.
I saw it at a drive-in.
I think you can stop right there.
I think it's the winner.
No. Come on, guys. Hear about.
I'll give you a couple of options. I'll give you a couple more options. Boy, I really blew my wad there.
All right. If you need 20 minutes and a cigarette, we can talk about something else.
Mystery Men.
Mystery Men. You know what? I have not seen Mystery Men in easily 20 years. And I really did enjoy it when it came out.
Yeah.
I've got to be honest with you. I enjoyed that movie when it came out.
It's an intriguing selection.
I liked it a lot.
I have a serious allergy to Ben Stiller, and I give him a pass in this movie because the rest of it is so in such a happy part of my memory. And I have gone back over the years and rewatched it, but not in 10 years easily.
Yeah, I do remember he was my least favorite part of the movie.
Yeah,
I remember thinking I wish that Paul Rubens were the main character and Ben Stiller was the bit part.
Anyone else? Yeah, anyone else? Because he is just so ham, and it's not great. He's not that funny. As part of an ensemble, he's okay, but boy, it's just a great time to go fix a sandwich when he's in charge of a scene.
I'm definitely curious about Mystery Men. Pumpkinhead, have you seen that?
I saw it when it came out. There are a number of scenes that stuck with me. I would love to revisit it.
Barbara, have you seen that?
I've never seen it all the way through. I've only caught, bits and pieces of it here and there on cable. Basic. table.
Fascinating.
I can shovel really well.
Yeah.
God
What,
gave
all
me
right.
a gift.
What else you got, Adam? What else you got?
All right, I'll just one
We could
more.
do 3. Do you want to do 3? Yeah, that's what I did
Three's a
last
good
time.
number. Yeah,
3's
Yeah.
a good number. Yeah.
3 seems fair. Okay, so we've done an adventure, we've done a comedy,
Uh-huh.
and I'll put a serious drama out there because it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Breaking Away.
Oh, it's such a good movie.
Anyone not familiar with Breaking Away?
Never seen it.
I'm
Never
familiar
seen
with
it.
it, but I've not seen it.
Okay,
It's
Is it-
really good. I mean, I'd never seen
Is
it.
that Crispin? That's not Crispin Glover. I'm thinking.
no. You're thinking of Daniel Stern, probably.
It has I can't think of the main kid's name, but it's got Dennis, a very, very young
Dennis Quaid, Dennis Christopher, Daniel Stern, Jackie Earl Haley, and one of my favorites of all time, Paul Dooley.
Oh,
Um,
lay down your head, Paul Dooley.
And it's got quite a pedigree as well. Peter Yates directed it. 1979 Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay.
How about that?
If a lot of folks aren't familiar with it, that's fine. But that would be my my drama category.
Yeah. Well, we got Professor R2 and we got Black Lives. Before you go, Black Lives, I want you to vote on these 3 movies. You want to see Sword and the Sorcerer, Mystery Men, or Breaking Away?
Yeah, let's hear from the chat.
Please let us know before you go to bed, Black Lives. Don't leave us at Black Lives. Please let us know. And everyone else in the chat. Anyone in the chat, please chime in and let us know which movie you think we should watch next. While you do that, I'm just going to vote first because I am voting enthusiastically for Mystery Men. Pass it along to whoever of the next 4 of you wants to take it.
I second Mystery Men.
You suck at it, or you second it?
I second.
Got it.
We might suck
Come
at
on,
it.
Adam.
We're not sure yet.
Somebody go.
oh, sorry. I muted it because there was a huge helicopter flying over my house.
Yeah.
Um,
Come on, guys. Give us a vote in the chat.
Okay.
Let us know, guys.
I will vote. I'll be fine with either Breaking Away or Mystery Men.
Good. Interesting.
Where's the rest of our panelists? Come on, guys.
Come on, Wizard.
Jeremy?
Yeah. Whoever.
I'm good with all 3 of them. I very recently revisited The Sword and the Sorcerer just a little over a year ago. And that was quite an experience, especially since it was a movie that I watched when I was a kid and I was really into when I was a kid, but it was so lost to history that I wasn't even sure if it really existed. I thought it might have been a movie that I dreamt or something.
Cool. Fever dream there.
Yeah. So I think it's that one's a great suggestion and should be
you still like
considered at some point.
You still like Sword and the Sorcerer,
yeah, but yeah, I think Mystery Men. I definitely really all 3 of those. The one I haven't seen, Breaking Away, and I haven't seen Mystery Men beginning to end in a really, really long time. So yeah, it would be like watching it again for the first time. So I would be down with that too for sure. So
I think Mystery Men's going to win.
Yeah.
What's your vote, Wizard?
I think Mystery Men wins.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
I was going to go Sword and the Sorcerer, but y'all got it.
Yeah.
You get Mystery Men. Let's do it.
Hey, you pocket the Sword and the Sorcerer. You pocket that thing. I'm telling you.
Well,
you got to watch
it.
When we pick Kroll over Sword and the Sorcerer, and we pick Mystery Men over Sword and the Sorcerer. I think Sword and the Sorceress got legs. I think we're gonna watch it, guys. I think we're gonna.
We are.
It is inevitable.
We're not gonna watch it this week.
So to spin
Wizard,
us,
Wizard, when are you back in town? You are back in town.
I will not be here for the watch along, but I should be back for the show.
Okay, so that's going to be Wednesday the 10th.
That's the same for me. I will not be. I'm on vacation next week,
right?
And so I'll try to watch it when I get back and be here for the show.
Okay. Well, we know what movie you want to pick. I'd love to keep chatting with everyone, but if anyone needs to tap out and go to bed, please feel free to do so now. We still got a little time to hang out otherwise.
So to wrap up Ice Pirates, I did query ChatGPT. Should I rewatch Ice Pirates? Was the question. And ChatGPT responds, Ice Pirates. A classic sci-fi comedy from the 80s. While it's not exactly a cinematic masterpiece, it does have its quirky charm. If you enjoyed it before, why not give it another go?
Oh, man.
Wow. Pretty clear.
Wow.
Just keep in mind that it's a bit campy and doesn't take itself too seriously.
Okay, well, you know what, ChatGPT? You completely glazed over the most important part of whether or not to re-recommend this movie, which is the rapey, racist humor. That is really the most important part as to whether or not someone wants to rewatch Ice Pirates. Are you going to be okay with rapey, racist humor? A little bit here and there? Is self-knowing? I don't know. Can you handle it? So Wednesday, July 10th is our next broadcast then, correct? Everyone's okay with that?
Yep.
Sure.
All right.
Yep. All right. Good night, guys.
It's going to be Mystery Men.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night. Thank you so much.
Good night, y'all. I'm out too.
Good night. All right. Good
See you
night.
next time.
Good night, Pumpkinhead.
Bye, Pumpkinhead.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah. We're going to be really excited to check out Mystery Men, and I think all four of us have watched it. Do you guys mind just doing, starting with you, Adam, just maybe a little bit of what you remember about it or what you think about it?
Oh, about Mystery Men? All-star cast. Absolutely amazing ensemble. Got everyone from William H. Macy to Tom Waits, Pee Wee Herman, or Paul Rubens, sorry. Janine Garofalo, who I used to enjoy quite a bit. Was a big fan of her and her sarcastic humor for reasons. It was pre superhero explosion. This is a time before Marvel Cinema became a thing.
Yeah.
So we are following some let's say B-list superheroes trying to make their way up in the superhero game, and it's got a slightly futuristic sort of Blade Runner sort of edge to it. There's some cool stuff shot in LA Chinatown, but an absolutely amazing cast. If you really dislike Ben Stiller, this might be a hard watch for you. He is one of the leads.
However, you do not like Ben Stiller at all.
I do not.
So when you say that,
yes,
what you're saying is
that
you still like this movie.
Yes, despite Ben Stiller. I'll make it that clear. Yes, if he had been anyone else, I think this movie would be way more well known and way better regarded. I actually think it comes down to him hamming it up, taken away from the overall movie. But I have good memories of it. I haven't watched it in at least 10 years.
You say that, but he hams it up in Zoolander, and that's hilarious.
I hate that movie so much. I couldn't make it through it.
As a matter of fact, glad to hear we're not doing a Zoolander episode. Not trying to be shitty here, but I'm just saying I'm glad we're not doing a Zoolander episode.
I will be ill that day. I will bring a note from my mother.
Yeah.
Not doing it. Not doing it.
All right.
I'll give him dodgeball. That's all I'm going to give him is dodgeball.
Barbara, do you have anything for me on this movie? Have you seen it?
Well, like I said, I never sat down and watched it like start to finish. It was just always one of those movies that, you know, was on basic cable and I'd catch bits and pieces of it here and there. Like I remember watching it and going, holy shit, that's Jeffrey Rush.
Mm-hmm.
And then having to like walk away from the TV, and I'm like, oh my god, Pee-wee's in this, and then having to like walk away from the TV, you know. So there's not anything about the whole plot or anything that I could tell you that I remember. It's just mostly like, oh, I didn't know they were in this movie, and apparently everybody's in this movie. So yeah. Even Artie Lang is in this movie, and I can't stand Artie Lang.
Yeah, I'm looking up the cast right now because I'm forgetting names.
Eddie Izzard is in it.
Eddie Izzard, Hank Azaria, Greg Kinnear.
Hank Azaria.
Yep.
Louise Lasser. And she's still got the Mary Hartman profile picture on IMDb.
There's an amazing cast. There's an amazing cast. So
she will always be Mary Hartman.
Yeah.
Apparently. Apparently she is the IMDb too.
According to
that's the picture.
Which I rewatched a few years ago, and it holds up.
Yeah. I did not see this movie in the theater, though I do remember seeing a poster for the movie, and looking at the poster was like a series of faces. And I remember like being like, holy shit, look at this cast, but just never getting around to seeing it, you know, which was my failure. Like I would actually go see this movie if there was a retrospective screening. You know
Mark
what I mean?
Mothersbaugh did the score.
That was one of the things I wanted to bring up, that is that Mark Mothersbaugh did the score, and he and his wife are featured in the film as it's the band. The scene that has
they
a
got
band
a cameo.
And when I just happened to like buy a $5 DVD copy of this movie.
Yes, I have one as well.
Yeah, in like 2000. You know, like I just bought a used copy of this DVD. I wound up watching it over and over, and with the director's comedy, and just being like, man, I really like this movie. And you're right. I remember being like, I like Ben Stiller the least. Like, I wish he was not the focus. You know, like everyone else in this movie is really fun. And this movie and the Minus Man starring Owen Wilson.
Oh, dear God.
Really established an insane crush for me and Janine Garofalo. Like, I wanted to bowl with
apparently
Garofalo.
Yeah,
and drink Jack Daniels.
Yeah,
with male lady Janine Garofalo.
Here's the
from small town.
Apparently, Danny DeVito had this project going for a while and wanted to star and direct it, and then Ben Stiller got put on it. So Ben Stiller wrote Ben Stiller into there. I would so much rather see this with DeVito. Wow. Okay.
Jeff is gone.
Your host is back. Sorry.
Oh, hello.
Go ahead.
I don't hate Ben Stiller. I don't like Ben Stiller. I don't know. He's just, there are some things that I'm okay with him in, and there's some stuff that I'm like, boy, that's a misstep.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Like I'm okay with Dodgeball because he plays an annoying dickhead.
Yeah.
I don't really want him to be like the leader of a group of. I don't want him to be the hero. I don't want him to be the protagonist in anything. I really don't.
Yeah. You know what I like him in is Tim and Eric. Like everything he's ever done with Tim and Eric, that I enjoyed. Like anything he does that's like below the radar, the stuff he does, like the Ben Stiller show really was not that bad, if you ask me.
Yeah, right. Okay.
No, it was great.
Just me.
Because he surrounds himself with funnier people.
I still think about
a good cast.
Yes, the Ben Stiller show was great because of everyone else that was on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do still think about the one skit that he did where you two got hired to play a bar mitzvah, and Ben Stiller was playing Bono, and it was all this dark Irish Catholic repression.
It's funny you bring that up. Because my favorite thing on the Ben Stiller show was when he did Bono doing a commercial for Lucky. Well, it wasn't Lucky Charms. It was Lucky Clovers.
Oh, God.
And Ben Stiller has an arrogant asshole is really funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bono is an arrogant asshole.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's how he played it. It was, I don't know why that has always stuck with me over the years, that one. And it's just because it's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought the Ben Stiller show was okay.
Yeah. And really, I do enjoy Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, I like Tropic Thunder.
I am not anti-Tropic
Thunder. But not anti, no.
Yeah. But my memory of Mystery Men, which was like, it came out on video. I bought it for $5, because like I just was at a point where I was like watching a lot of movies and shit like that. But I watched it over and over because I really thought it was funny in points, and I loved Paul Rubens and I loved Janine Garofalo, and I was like, why was there not a sequel? There was just these two, or Hank Azaria too, man.
A spinoff would have been, spinoff would have been great.
Yeah, like they could have actually, like, they could have married off like the male and female lead of this film and then made a much better film without those two.
Yeah.
But I love that, like, the bad guy kills the, superhero good guy right away.
Away.
Yeah. Okay, I think I'm really going to enjoy revisiting this movie. Yeah. But I don't think I'm gonna love Ben Stiller after it. I don't think it's gonna cure that. What are you gonna say, Barbara?
I don't know why, but for the longest time, and this is recently, like within the past week, I finally was able to separate, because I was like, I really don't like Janine Garofalo all that much. But actually, I do like her. It's Sarah Silverman that I don't like.
Yeah.
And I always get the two confused for some dumb reason.
Oh no!
Are there rad movies that have Sarah Silverman in them?
I have no idea. I don't like Sarah Silverman.
Yeah, I kind of avoid her like the plague. So. And I have watched her stuff. She makes some good jokes, but mostly she's just irritating.
Yeah, Wizard, where are you with this?
But that's kind of her thing.
Yeah. How do you feel? How do you feel about Mystery Men?
Mystery Men, my memories are all wonderful, especially Bill Macy. He was my favorite part of the movie.
Did you see it in the theater?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I saw it in the theater.
Cool.
But
I
Bill
wish I
Macy
had.
as the shoveler just
He's great.
stole
Yeah.
the movie for me.
Yeah. He's got all his bits with the other superheroes are cool. His bits with his wife are really cool. I think if I remember correctly, he has a wonderful scene with his wife where she encourages him to continue being the shoveler.
He's the straight man in this. And
yeah.
He's just earnest and sincere and wonderful.
Yeah, it's the scene with his wife where he has the line, I shoveled really well.
Well, I have a lot. I have a line to deliver at the start of this episode. So if you're pitching one, please give me notes.
Well, that's my pitch.
Well, I think that you have it right there. For...
That's my pitch. I can shovel really well. That deadpan delivery.
Yeah.
No, I loved the whole trope of the B superheroes trying to make their way, and everybody looks down on them. Yes, the Blue Raja and his mom.
Yeah. Yes, I can forgive you if you forget.
My favorite thing about him is that there's no reason for him to be named the Blue Raja.
He has to explain it. He has to over-explain it.
Yeah, because
I remember that. Yes, he has to.
Powers have nothing to do with that.
Yeah. So, the whole thing is really esoteric. Yeah, I really like that part.
I do remember where she, Hank Azaria asked Janine Garofalo that you put your dad's skull in a bowling ball, and she's like, "No, the guy at the bowling shop did it for me."
Yeah. That's a good line.
Duh.
That's a good line.
No, the guy at the pro shop did it. Yeah.
The guy at the pro shop. Beautiful.
Lots of good lines in that movie.
Yeah. All right. Well, we probably will just go ahead and retire to the green room and continue to talk.
Right.
We've really enjoyed hanging out with y'all. Thank you so much for the folks following along. And for anyone who checked this out after the fact, please understand my profound appreciation for you somehow reaching it to this 2 hour and 28th minute of the program. Boy, are you a trooper. I love you. Hang in there. And good night to everyone. I hope the weather treats you well. And we'll look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. July 10th, it's going to be Mystery Men. And we're pretty excited about it. So good night. Good luck.
Good night.
And cheers. Oh, let me find the button. Now I say cheers. Now I say cheers.